Prayer. So, just to begin with, opening questions for you to think about before we begin is when you walk into a room, do you talk to your friends or do you go talk to strangers? Would you walk up to a stranger and tell them your deepest secret? Those who study human behavior say that we communicate in a specific way, going from those we don't know to those who we're close to. We follow this pattern from small talk, facts, opinions, emotions, and transparency. When we first meet someone, we make small talk and move to basic facts about ourselves. Then when we get to know people a little better and trust them with our opinions. Deeper still, we share our emotions, and then finally we're willing to be completely transparent. We might make small talk with anyone, but we're transparent with only just a handful of people. So, what is prayer? Prayer is talking and listening to God, and many people see prayer as a type of formal thing they have to recite in just the right way, but it's so much better than that. Prayer is communication with God. Think about how you pray. What level does your communication with God fit into? Is it small talk, facts, opinions, emotions, or transparency? Prayer starts with a relationship. Often our concept of prayer really begins with how we view God. We stop communicating when we think we aren't getting something out of the conversation. But we have to be honest about our relationship with the Lord and why we may avoid talking to Him at times. Think about who you are praying to. Think about what holds you back from spending time in prayer or talking with God a lot of the time. When you talk to God, how is it that you see Him? Is He a genie you ask for things that you need and want and expect Him to magically give you all your desires? A vending machine where I say my prayer, do what God says, and then get what I want? A distant tyrant where God sits on a huge throne somewhere far away in heaven, coldly deciding what will happen to you? Or someone you talk to about everything as long as he doesn't expect anything from you, or something else? False ideas about God, like the ones we mentioned, often dictate how we pray. Spend a few minutes about your day focusing on the truth about God and what we know from His Word. There are numerous and countless verses in the Bible that talk about who God is. For example, John 4:24, which says, God is spirit and His worshippers must worship in the spirit and in truth. 1 John 4:16, which says, God is love, and whoever abides in love abides in God, and God abides in him. And Deuteronomy 7:9, know therefore that the Lord your God is God, the faithful God who keeps covenant and steadfast love with those who love him and keeps his commandments to 1,000 generations. And these are just only to name a few. All of us need to pray, from the wealthy to the poor, because when we pray, we draw closer to God. He already knows what we will say in our prayers, but it still matters to Him that we talk and listen. Listening to God can seem complicated at times because He isn't sitting across from us, so we feel like we can't hear Him, but God promises that He will hear us. As Jeremiah 29:12-13 says, then you will call upon me and come and pray to me, and I will hear you. You will seek me and find me, when you seek me with all your heart. He just wants us to talk with Him, because He knows we will go deeper with Him as we trust Him more. God is a door, not a drive-through. If we ask and seek and knock and expect, God will answer. He wants to reach back and communicate with us, and He wants us to share a conversation with Him and get to know Him better. But if we reach out to Him only for what we want Him to give us, we're abusing the relationship and our communication with Him. Matthew 7:7-8 tells us, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. knock, and it will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks it will be opened. God says that when we're looking for Him, we will find Him. But this doesn't mean that He will give us everything that we want. When we come to trust Him, we also trust that He wants what is best for us. We won't always understand His answers, but we will come to trust that He will take care of us. That doesn't mean we should stop asking. God answers our prayers, but sometimes that answer is not yet or a no. We need the good gifts He wants for us, not necessarily what we want for ourselves. So what is something that can help you with your prayer? Something that you can do is you can write it down and keep a prayer journal, a notebook where you write down your prayers. You can write a letter to God or go to your room and have a conversation with Him out loud. While we can't see Him with our eyes, we know that He is close to us. So try writing out your prayers for a week, and with full faith and knowledge, know that God is going to show up. Then go back and see how your prayers have been answered, because maybe God is talking louder than you thought. I especially recommend this because it's something that I did when I was a junior, and recently it's something that I've been doing again, is keeping, a prayer journal. And you can also write down your worries or just things that come to mind a lot as well, so that you can remember to mention those things in your prayer, because as much as you think about it, you should also be praying about it. So that is it for today's lesson. I hope that you apply this teaching to your heart, and I hope that you do keep a prayer journal. If you have any questions about this lesson or anything, feel free to reach out to my sister or me. Hopefully I'll see you again for another lesson. Take care.